Today's world, it's changing into the future. They're not making millions no more. They're making billions. And they're spending it fast as they make it. I want a piece of that for my men, because when they made their most money was during COVID. When my men had to go to work on those piers every single day, when everybody stayed home and went to work. Not my men. They died out there with the virus. We all got sick with the virus. We kept them going. From Canada to Maine to Texas, Great Lakes, Puerto Rico, now the Bahamas, everybody went to work during COVID. Nobody stayed home. Well, I want to be compensated for that. I'm not asking for the world. They know what I want. They know what I want. And if they don't, well, then I have to go into the street and we have to fight for what we rightfully deserve. These people today don't know what a strike is.
Right.
When my men hit the streets, from Maine to Texas, every single port will lock down. You know what's gonna happen? I'll tell you. First week,
This guy's not playing around.
be all over the news every night, boom, boom. Second week,
Listen to him.
guys who sell cars can't sell cars because the cars ain't coming in off the ships. They get laid off. Third week, malls start closing down. They can't get the goods from China. They can't sell clothes. They can't do this. Everything in the United States comes on a ship. They go out of business. Construction workers get laid off because the materials aren't coming in. The steel's not coming in. The lumber's not coming in. They lose their job.
Wow.
Everybody's hating the longshoremen now because now they realize how important our jobs are. Now I have the president screaming at me, I'm putting a Taft-Hartley on you. Go ahead. Taft-Hartley means I have to go back to work for 90 days. That's a cooling off period. Do you think when I go back for 90 days, those men are gonna go to work on that pier? It's gonna cost the company's money to pay their salaries. Well, they went from 30 moves an hour maybe to 8. They're gonna be like this. Who's gonna win here in the long run? You're better off sitting down and let's get a contract and let's move on with this world. And in today's world, I'll cripple you. I will cripple you.
Whew.
And you have no idea what that means. Cripple you.
Let's leave it right there.
I will cripple you.
All right. Woo. Port strike starts tonight, guys. You think this guy's playing? It does not sound like they're playing. They know what's coming. They know what the power they have to destroy this economy unless they get what they want. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Welcome to the show. I'm sorry I'm late. Life happens, guys. Life happens. Alan, he wants me to get regular hours. Alan, if I could, I would, man. Trust me. I don't like jumping on at random times either. If I could just say every night, 9 o'clock, I'm here, I would do it. But I can't. I got a wife and kids, man. This is like the third thing I do for for a living. I barely make anything off this. I gotta, I do this show because I love it. But I can't give you guys my set time. That goes to my kids and my wife. And then you guys get what's left. Sorry. Hey, it's still pretty good though, right? You guys like the show. Drew Savala numero uno. Hobbs, not quite. He got second. BM Pro, what's up? Vince is third. Oscar Toe Cramp, what is up, buddy? Thomas Dubois in the Hizzy. Automags, Oscar. Show enough. Darren Collins, Troy, man. Paulie V. How many can I get through tonight before I get tired? Candace, AC, Silent G, Linda Telly, good evening. Hero at Large, Volkovich with the money. Agent Orange. And Doug Peterson. Trump in the market will be wins when the corruption ends. I love it. Liquid Skittle AC. Striking tonight midnight. That's right. He seems nice, Mike. He seems like he knows what he wants. I'll tell you that. Jack Hamilton. What's up, Big B? Oh, Drew Savala. Frank Gonastagio. BB Vision. Stephen Carras. Red October. It's coming. Yeah, Thomas Dubois. Know some longshoremen. Never a good idea to cross them. The guy's tough, man. Yeah, thank you, Hero. I do. I got family comes first. I provide for them. I take care of them, and then I show up and hang out with you guys. That's how it works. It's all right, right? Someday, my dream would be to do something like this full time. I would love it. And if I did, I would be on lots during the day, set times, all that. But, I got a long ways to go before I could afford to do this full time. Debate is tomorrow, and you better believe I'm doing that one live. Okay, 9 o'clock tomorrow. We're watching JD Vance debate Baby Shrek. It's going to be awesome. Zachariah, I'm late. I'm pregnant and vote for Harris. No. Container ship and leave the world behind us. New meaning with the port strike. Yeah, let's get right into it tonight. How about we do that? So, real quick. AC says, I've seen Kristen Chauncey post on X about the Asian market's about to crash. Margin calls left and right. Do I think that'd do anything for Finger? Absolutely would. If the Asian markets crash, our market will crash. We saw what happened last time. The Nikkei took a nosedive. That's that day when the Dow, NASDAQ, everything went down 1,000 points. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy. So, all right, you heard this guy. I opened with him for a reason, because this is about to send shockwaves through our economy. Now, don't get me wrong. I told you guys it's not going to be Mad Max Doomsday because of these guys. There's a chance to get a deal done quick. It would have to go on several weeks before it really becomes tough. But don't get me wrong, on the other side either, it's going to cause prices to go up. It's going to cause instability. It's going to be backlogs on stuff. So stock up now. Stock up now. Because most people have no idea this is happening. So get ready, stock up now, get your gas tomorrow, all that stuff. But there'll be some things that it'll be okay. But what it will do is our economy is frail right now. It's hanging by a thread. It is all propped up. And when you have a big old bubble propped up, you flick one card out, it all comes crumbling down. One domino sends the whole thing. This could be the domino. This could be the black swan event that really cripples the economy, especially if it goes on a week or longer. I really think that's possible. And you see a lot of what this guy said. I mean, some of this stuff's very interesting. Every single port locked down. I've heard it's anywhere from 50,000 to 80,000 workers going on strike. And these guys know how much they impact things, and they don't care. They're tired. They're underpaid. They know everybody's been making those buku bucks, and they are showing up and doing something about it. And this is the interesting part to me. First week, be all over the news every night. Boom, boom, second week. Guys, by the way, this is estimated to cost $5 billion a day to the U.S. economy. A day. Do the math. $35 billion a week. That's a lot of moolah. Guys who sell cars can't sell cars because the cars ain't coming off the ships. They get laid off. Third week, malls closing down. I don't think malls would actually close down, but the stores are going to be struggling for sure. Can't get the goods from China. Can't sell clothes. Can't do this. Everything in the United States comes on a ship. This guy knows what he's talking about. And he ain't playing. And at the end, he says, I will cripple you. Now, he's talking big, so you always got to be a little... you read through it. There's data, there's logic, and then there's talk, and it all plays a part, right? So this, we got to watch and see what happens. But I'll tell you right now, it's not going to take much. There's a lot of banks hanging by a thread right now. What happens when payments stop coming in because stores aren't making money? What happens then? How does it cause bank collapses? Where do we go? Every day this lasts, more people struggle because the only reason things are held up right now is because everything's moving along. But you put a big freaking cog in that, you're not taking out a little piece. You're not playing Jenga and taking out a piece. You're taking out 3 rows at once. If you're a master, you might be able to do it. But even most masters could not pull that off. All right, you're taking out 3 rows at once, and I'm telling you, odds are it's going to come down. So is this the thing? Is this what triggers what we all know is a giant canard? I don't know. There's check this out. It doesn't seem like the Biden administration cares, though. Remember this doofus? The one who didn't even know the jobs numbers had been revised down, even though she's the commerce secretary, the freaking commerce secretary. I'm starting to talk like that longshoreman. The freaking commerce secretary. She didn't even know. I cannot do New Yorker, but she didn't know. This is a clip right here. Let's play both. This woman is a moron. But this is who's partly running our country.
When you hear that, do you potentially think that this new numbers could be a liability for this campaign?
No, when I hear that, first of all, I don't believe it because I've never heard Donald Trump say anything truthful.
It is, though, from the Bureau of Labor.
I'm not familiar with that.
I don't believe it. It's your numbers, moron. And now they revised these numbers, or she says she's not very focused on the port.
Where have you been?
She's going to come up
focused,
again later. I almost skipped
Where
ahead.
have you been kind of focused and hearing on what would happen if the strike goes, let's say, longer than a week?
Again, I have not been very focused on that.
How can you not be focused on this? This is the single biggest issue facing your economy right now, Miss Commerce. What do you think commerce is? Commerce is trading. It's buying and selling. It is everything that has to do. And this is the single biggest issue facing commerce in all of America. And you're not focused on it? It's unbelievable. And this is right before an election. What are these people doing?
The strike goes, let's say,
It's like,
where have,
sorry, I don't want that to just keep playing. There it goes. It's, you're supposed to play politics better than this. You're supposed to actually pretend you care when you're supposed to be voted for in 5 weeks. Your administration is still running in this campaign. Kamala Harris is the vice president. You're supposed to be playing politics. What the blah are you doing? Not focused on this? Are you kidding me? But they don't care. They don't care. They are so aloof. These people they did not come in to do their jobs. They came in to destroy America. And they don't understand. First of all, a lot of them aren't that bright. They're just corrupt as hell. And so they're like, I was eating my bonbons today. I don't care. Hey, what's going on? Oh, the campaign's going great. Kamala's doing great. Ha ha, joy. But there's something I got to do today? Oh, shoot. This is like, these people are insane. It's pathetic and sad, and I'm telling you, the fact people are still thinking about voting for these people makes me physically ill. I don't understand how you can be so stupid. But
again,
there we are. People just don't pay attention. It's very sad to me. Let me catch up with you guys before I go to the next one a little bit here. Stock up, says Stephen Caress. That's right. It's not West Coast yet, says AC. The West Coast, I heard that the Biden administration actually helped broker a deal with the West Coast ports last year. So that's why that's not coming. Gas and toilet paper today. There you go. ILA has been trying to negotiate for over a year. Really, AC? That's interesting. You bristle being threatened by this union leader? I don't know exactly who he is, but he's definitely part of the union. What led up to the strike? I don't know. It came out of nowhere, as far as I know. I'm sure it was going on for a while, but it had not been the news. So it was going under. Listen, it's an election year. You can sneak a lot of news out there, and it doesn't get seen. That's just how it works. Did I see guys... Kamala blaming insomnia on VP Walz? No, that can't be real. You got to send that to me. She changed the numbers. Oh yeah, we'll go over that too, Alan. Don't worry. They are total a bunch of clowns. It's unbelievable. By the way, yeah. What should we stock up on, Vince? Imported foods. If you like coffee, you better buy your coffee now. Stuff that can't expire. I mean, obviously bananas, stuff like that might be hard to get, but you can't, those are going to expire anyways. I don't know all this stuff. I would definitely research it. I definitely would. It's going to be a lot of goods. I think we have enough food here to be okay, but there's going to be some stuff that, anything that you buy that's imported, if you buy it regularly, I'd stock up on it. Now, there's a little bit of good news. I just saw this about an hour ago. There are negotiations going on tonight and trying to keep the port strike from going down. So listen, we want this to happen. We do not want things to get crazier. We just don't. Not with this hurricane, not with people struggling. As much as I want the stock market to finally correct, as much as I want us to finally have to go through this craziness, I don't want it to happen from something like this where people would actually suffer in a much greater way, especially if it goes on for a long time. So, there's still hope, but I'm telling you what, the Biden administration sure does not care about it a whiff. You have out here Grant Cardone calling out Kamala Harris. Where's Harris on the port strike? Quit pretending she's not responsible for running the country the last 4 years. They will use the strike to create nationwide chaos to steal the election. Now, I don't know what he means with this. I don't necessarily agree with him, except for one thing. It does seem like the Biden administration actually wants this to happen. They negotiated the West Coast ports before. Why not this side? Why not intervene in an election year when this could tank your economy? Why not intervene? Why not use the Taft-Hartley Act and force them to go 90 more days? Why not? It's very strange to me. And but at the same time, I don't understand how it could cause chaos for the election unless they plan on really ramping stuff up in a major way and it gets way worse than we can even imagine. And they plan on going that route. It's possible. It's possible. But I don't know if it's true. And but it is an interesting theory because, like I said, they're not getting involved. Biden was quoted. They asked him if he was going to do anything. He said, "No, I'm not going to use the Taft-Hartley Act. I don't want to get involved. Let's let the union workers do what they're going to do." No care at all, which is very interesting in an election year. Very interesting. Calvin says, if the strike lasts for more than 1.5 weeks, our economy won't be able to snack back quickly because there won't be enough money in circulation to balance out goods that were deprived. Exactly. Good point, Calvin. And I've heard that for every week they are not in action, it takes 6 weeks to catch back up. So every week is 6 weeks. You know, it does feel like it came out of nowhere. By the way, like, share, subscribe, please. I got a lot more to talk about tonight, but please, let's boost that algo. If you guys hit a bunch of likes right now, YouTube will recognize that and send this out to more people and capture them and bring them in while I'm broadcasting live. So every like, share, subscribe really helps. I appreciate you guys. Dubois says canned tuna, canned chicken, turkey, shred beef, jasmine rice, and dehydrated fruit. So that's a good idea. Admin ain't winning anybody. Yeah, we're going to get there, Big B. We're going to get there. Liquid Skill says, tell you what this shows. If Trump were still in office, this would have happened because we'd be so much trying to be self-sustained. Absolutely. And that will definitely get us in a better place. Hero says, I read the large retailers knew this was coming about heavy in advance for the holiday season. Are you serious? That's interesting. I heard Walmart is going to be massively affected by this. Okay, so let's get to my next big story, because obviously we don't know if this is going to happen yet, but it sure looks like it's going to happen. And I do think it could be a black swan event that trickles out. It breaks the deck of cards our economy is right now and the bubbles it's in. But if Biden and Harris want this to happen, if they so badly want to tank our economy, then why did they do this today? This is wild. And actually this happened on the weekend, but nobody was paying attention. The reason GDI was revised higher and GDP was not revised lower, as banks said it would be, is because Gina Raimondo, which we just saw her beautiful face, told her Excel warriors to adjust U.S. econ data to uncover $500 billion in previously non-existent savings. You guys, this is a wild story. It is a wild story. So they went over the data for the last 2 years, and we all know things have been a joke, correct? Like, they keep revising down over and over again. Jobs numbers go down, GDP's been going down, and suddenly, with 5 weeks to go before an election, they miraculously go back and find, they dig up $500 billion. Actually, if you put it all together in the story, it's closer to $800 billion they find, and they add it to Americans' wages. Oh, we didn't see this. Ha 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 ha. And they say it was money they didn't count that people got from the government. Oopsie, mistake. $800 billion, guys, added. And what this did is it raised gross domestic income up almost 4%. Okay, so they were able to go back and say GDI, gross domestic income, is up 4% over the last 2 years that we didn't even know about. Hallelujah, it's amazing. Bidenomics, the gift that keeps on giving. You fools, don't you realize how good you have it, you morons? That's what the next story is going to be the next few days in the media about the economy. We're already seeing it. Can't you idiots realize how good of an economy we're in? Democrats are so bad at messaging. I love that one. That one always cracks me up. The Democrats are just so bad at messaging, but the Republicans are so good at it. This is why people don't believe the economy is good right now. These people, they are so demeaning and so they don't actually believe that. I was going to call them dumb, but they don't actually believe that. They're just gaslighting all of us. Okay. And so they found this. And then the next thing they said is that, and because of this, we found out spending is up 1.7%. So they revised GDP up over several quarters. Okay, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. So GDP goes up. But guess what? They didn't raise GDP up all the way. They took the rest of that. I think they revised GDP up a total of 1.7% of spending. And so that left them with another 2% to play with. And you know what they did with that? They said, that's American saving. So they took that 2% and they moved it over into total savings. And now our savings rate, which is at an all-time low, is suddenly back up to healthy, normal levels. And there, everybody's like, this is amazing. Look what we did. We found the money. You guys didn't know you had it. Here's your raise that you deserved, that you didn't really get, but we're telling you you got it. And it's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. This does not happen. You do not go back over 2 years. The Bureau of Labor Statistics does not go back over 2 years and find $800 billion. You just don't do that. It's not possible. They don't make these mistakes. It's your entire job is to know these numbers and to put them together. And so why is the Biden administration trying so hard to move this all up while also not doing anything about the port strike? That is the thing that I'm telling you. I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, even I cannot figure out right now, because this is a bold move that anybody paying attention who knows how economics works knows it's a lie, knows they are fudging the numbers, and this will get re-revised after the election. Mark my words, it will. So why do it while you also are about to tank the economy with this port strike? It makes no sense to me why they're allowing both to happen, unless one of them is out of their control, which it would have to be the port strike, because this is their people. That's the only thing. Of course nobody got fired, Hobbs. What are you talking about? This is the Biden administration. They got promoted. They got promoted for being morons. But you know who really loved this data? He just loved this data so much. Our buddy Jerome Powell. And he's quoting this. And he's out there today in his speech. He says, GDP revisions remove the downside risk of the economy. Guys, guess what? I've lowered rates. Your God has come down from the Federal Reserve high, and I have given you lower rates. You're welcome. And by the way, your economy is much, much better than you ever imagined. And by the way, but I gave you the lower rates anyways, because I am a merciful good God. Jerome Powell, I am a merciful good God, and I've given you low rates. But the economy is booming, so go and feast, my friends. Go and feast. This is what Powell's saying. Revisions to incomes remove downside risk to consumer. So guess what? This is Powell's cover to say the Fed's been doing a wonderful job. We got the soft landing, guys. Victory is ours. He's able to do that, and now the next rate cut will not be 50, which is what they're all hoping for. The market's hoping for it, but Powell now gets an excuse to say, I'm going to keep it to 25 and we're just going to trickle it out. A little drip. Okay. That's what's going to happen because of this. So Powell really likes this, but that's interesting to me as well, because they wanted more rate cuts. So this is the most, I'll be honest with you guys. This is the most confused I've ever been looking at all this stuff. Usually I see all the pieces fitting together and I'm like, oh, this makes sense. You put this over here. This one fits right here. Oh yeah, look at that. I created a puzzle. I put it together. But this doesn't make sense, because these GDP numbers, no matter, it's too late. They're not convincing a single person the economy is better. The media is going to run with it for 5 weeks and try to tout Bidenomics and everything. It's not going to work. Nobody cares. You know what people care about? They care that the port strikers are working and all their prices are going to go back up. They care that people are dying in flood zones and Kamala and Biden aren't showing up. That's what they care about. That's what moves voters. Economic data does not move voters. So what's the game they're playing here? Or are they just that stupid? And that's a real question. That's a real question we have to ask here. So Pete Rose passed away today. Well, that's a bummer. He was a great gambler. AC, you tagged me on that post. Okay, I'll look for it in a minute. Will Biden-Harris force this union to return for 9 days to drop this turd on Biden's lap? I mean, maybe, but maybe that's why they didn't do it. Maybe it's because it doesn't matter because one way or the other. But it does matter because it's right before the election. It's crazy. Yeah, fuel prices rising would definitely hurt them. AC, can I quickly explain October surprise? Something supposed to be a planned event, sabotage, or actual surprise? Oh, excellent question, AC. I didn't realize. Listen, I'm so in the political world, I forget sometimes that people don't understand all the terminology I use. An October surprise is the tradition that in election years, in October, which is always right before the election, a week before the election, something always comes out. Some big piece of news or action happens that is an attempt to sway the election. It doesn't always do it, and the truth is the track record of October surprises is much weaker than people remember. People always think it's this huge thing. They really talk it up big. It's very rarely something big. But I'll tell you what, this would be the year. This would be the year we get something big. And yes, it's usually a planned event or sabotage, kind of like the Billy Bush tapes with Trump in 2016 was an October surprise. I think it was in 2000, the Bush DUI news came out that he'd had a DUI. That came out in October. It's usually news that the opposition party has and is holding on to, and they're waiting to release it to right before the election to try to sway votes at the most opportune time. In 2020, the Hunter Biden laptop would have been a major October surprise, but it was suppressed, so it didn't get out there. But that's a perfect thing to bring up right now because look at, Hillary's back. Oh, Hillary. She warns of an October surprise that would distort and pervert Harris. So this is front running. This is absolutely front running right here. Hillary knows something. She knows something bad is coming for Kamala, and she's trying to get ahead of it. This will distort and pervert Kamala Harris. She's trying to warn everybody, this is coming. Don't pay attention to it. It's not a big deal. So I'm very excited and wondering what this is going to be. But Hillary knows there's an October surprise coming, and it's not one that's good for them. So I am curious what we're going to see soon. Fudging the figures is election interference. It is, but who cares, right? You like my pal impersonation? I am a merciful God. Juice of all, they're running out of fillers for their proper economy data getting so bad they got nothing else to prop. So true. Straight out of a Newsomonomics playbook. I like that. Calvin, they're in a position where they can't win voters with words, have to produce actions instead, not their strong point. 100%. Dustin said our ports are way behind technology. Most other countries are automated. We don't need them. In 5 years, eliminate their job. Yeah, it'll come. And it sucks only for a minute, Dustin, but what it will do is when more automation comes, it makes people's lives better. Listen, and new jobs come about. Everybody said in the Industrial Revolution, everybody's going to lose jobs. Nobody's going to have work. We found new jobs. That's how economies progress. That's how humanity progresses. The best thing about automation, if it comes to ports and stuff, it'll actually be good long-term for people. Port workers, man, that's a hard job. You're sitting down all day running a crane, or you're out there busting your butt. It's bad for your body, not good for your health. It's not the kind of job you want to do for your whole life. Sure, you get a pension, you have a safe job, but I guarantee you a lot of those guys die early of health issues. It's just, people will grow. We'll all grow and we'll adjust. Zip Trader thinks China stocks about to 10x. Well, China's been pumping their economy like crazy. We'll talk about that later. Charging $10 a gallon of gas in Georgia after Helene. Oh my God. This year's October surprise. Kamala discovered to have short baby oil stock. Picture of Hillary looks like she's getting ready for Halloween. Ew. She's pretty scary, huh? Like the pervert word she used, right? Diddy stuff? Interesting. You know, they can't win elections trying to sabotage Trump's economy. That's very, very possible. Billy Carter and a child. Come on. You guys are funny. Well, you know, it's funny you brought up, like, they know they're losing. Look at this. Speaking of, tomorrow we have this debate, right? With baby Shrek here. Listen to this. I posted today, CNN's reporting that he's scared, and there's other reports that he tried to drop out. Now, I reported that last night. It's too late now. It's tomorrow. But listen to CNN's report here.
Even last week, I was in New York at a fundraiser that Tim Walz was doing at an apartment there. And he said, after I left the room, I heard he said to someone who asked, how's debate prep going? He said, look, you know, I was trained as a teacher. As a teacher, we're trained to answer the questions. We tell our students to answer the questions. That's not what this is. So Walz really trying to fit himself into this somewhat awkward always thing. He said, look, you know, we're told.
Sorry, guys. I did it again. My bad. Anyways, I was just saying with Tim here, that's sleazy. I can't believe they let them get away with this. But anyways, look at it. Oh, we'll come back to that. Kamala. She's lost in thought here, thinking about North Carolina, trying to figure out what she's going to do, deep in thought. But there's a problem here. Hold on. Wait. Where's that cord? Out. Well, that cord's not connected. There's nothing there. There's no music playing. But that's okay, because she's reading something. Wait. There's nothing on that paper. Come on, what are you reading? Are you just trying to access the deep, blank recesses of your mind? I heard it's not that hard. I don't know, but this is serious, guys. She's very serious. This is how, you know, you do it. This is how you get stuff done. She's thinking about what has been. She's thinking of how to unburden herself of words and sound. That's, you know, she's really working on that. That's funny. I like that. Sorry, Moody. I know. It's not an ace stream if at least once a week I don't talk for 5 minutes while mute. You know, you guys know how this works. Come on. What are you new to this place? Come on, it's part of the show. It's all part of the show. It's all part of the show, ladies and gentlemen. All part of the show. Okay. Kamala be struggling. And I'm going to show another clip and pray that my lips work when I come back. So hold on, guys, because it's our favorite nerd, Harry Enton. It's our favorite liberal nerd who doesn't know how to stop delivering bad news to CNN. He loves delivering bad news. Why? Because it's about the numbers. Even though his little heart is going to vote for Kamala, even though he's been trained in media, we don't say bad things. We don't say bad things, Harry. You got to make it good. He's like, I got you. I got it this time. I do. Now, about those numbers. And here's what the numbers are saying. Check this out.
Points that just jump off the screen should set off sirens. All right, this is union households. This is Democratic margin in presidential election. It ain't what it used to be. You know, you go back to 1992, Bill Clinton won that union vote by 30 points. Hillary Clinton only won it by 12 points back in 2016. That was the lowest mark for a Democrat since 1984, Mondale versus Reagan. But look at where Kamala Harris is today. She's only leading by 9 points. That would be the worst Democratic performance in a generation.
Hold up. Did you just hear what he said? The worst Democratic performance in a generation. These are union households. 30 points, Clinton 92, plus 30 against Bush 1. Clinton won it by 12. Biden won it by 19. She's bled 10 points in unions. Unbelievable. Harry, give us some good news.
10 points off the mark of Joe Biden, who of course won 4 years ago, was sort of that union guy, Union Joe, right? Won it by 19 points. She's 10 points off his mark, and the worst in a generation if this, in fact, holds, Sarah.
It is interesting to note that the difference between this, and Biden still won.
Still won.
But those numbers are significantly down. All right, talk to me about manual labor, those folks who went to trade schools.
Yeah, those folks who use their hands. I think a lot of people oftentimes conflate the union vote with those who use their hands.
Those folks who use their hands. Yeah. We conflate the union vote with those people. Union people don't use their hands. These are the people who use their hands. I've never used my hands. Have you? No. What's that? Yeah, we don't use our hands. But these people do. Let's listen.
Hands. Mike Rowe, of course, has been arguing more people should go to trade schools. More people should get a vocational degree. Look at this margin. This, to me, oh boy, does this tell you about the state of our politics now versus back in the...
Holy rotten bananas. Do you guys see that? 38 points swing from Republicans in 92 to Trump now. Who is the people's president? I just say it right now. Who is the people's president? He's got the union guys. He's got the guys who work with their hands. This is unbelievable. Harry, come on, give us something good for Kamala.
The early 1990s. Margin among vocational and trade school grads in pre-election polling. Bill Clinton was leading that vote over George H.W. Bush by 7 points. Look at where Donald Trump is today over Kamala Harris, a 31-point advantage. When I think people think of the working class, they think of people who use their hands, and we know that Donald Trump has been going after that vote, and he is in a very, very strong position, more so perhaps than any other bloc. The folks who go to trade school, vocational school, that has moved from being a core Democratic group to now being a core group of Donald Trump's massive amount of support.
How dare they? Those dummies use their hands, and they refuse to understand the great gods of Democratic Olympus who are looking down upon them and need their vote. How dare they? These stupid idiots who don't go to college, who don't get degrees, and who use their stupid hands to work. F them. Tell us I'm good, Harry.
Among the working class.
All right, let's move on to voters of color. And there's a very specific group that you looked at. And what are you seeing there?
Yeah, you know, we've been noting on this program, right, that Donald Trump seems to have been having some real impact among voters of color, getting into that traditional Democratic support. And I was very interested to see this because we're talking about the working class, right? So this is the margin among non-college graduates, all right, the voters of color. You go back 4 years ago, look at that. Joe Biden won that group by 45 points. Look at where Kamala Harris's support is today. She's still leading amongst that group, but that lead is down 17 points to just 28 points. And I will note that the margin among voters of color who actually graduate college has only been changed by 5 points. 5 points compared to 4 years ago. The reason Donald Trump is doing so well amongst voters of color is because he has really gone in and grabbed a lot of voters that he didn't previously have among those who didn't graduate college. And this is part of a larger trend that we're seeing throughout our politics era in which Republicans...
Hold up, Harry. Are you trying to tell me that it's only the dumb colored people who aren't voting for her? I mean, come on. 28. Joe, Harry, tell me what was different. Well, you remember Joe told them, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Okay, Harry, you're right. He did say that. That was a good thing, right, Harry? Well, we didn't think it was a good thing, but it got him 17 extra points here. Can you believe it? Well, Harry, I'm black. I'm not going to vote for Trump. I know, because you're not one of those dumb people who work with their hands, because Trump really reaches them. Listen to how he says this again.
And grabbed a lot of voters that he didn't previously have among those who didn't graduate college.
He went in. How's he raising with his colored vote? Well, he went in and he grabbed the people who don't have a college degree. Oh, the morons. Yes, that's who he grabbed. Because, listen, I'm trying to give you guys good news here. As long as you can think they're dumb, we feel better, right? We feel better. Even though Trump is getting more colored voters. But Harry, she's Indian. I mean, she's black. I mean, well, she's both. She could be whatever she wants. She's colored. I know. But she didn't tell black people that you have to vote for them like Joe did. Oh, God dang it. Why didn't she do that, Harry? Well, she's really dumb. Like the people who don't have degrees, Harry? Yeah. Tell me something good, Harry, please.
And this is part of a larger trend that we're seeing throughout our politics, Sarah, in which Republicans, specifically Donald Trump, is doing very, very well among working class voters, whether they were in unions, whether they went to trade school, or whether they're voters of color. The fact is Donald Trump seems to have gone into a hotbed of traditional Democratic support and made a lot of movement in ways I don't think a lot of people would have thought when he went down that escalator.
How scared does she look right there? I think she's about to cry. This little head nod right here. That's where there's the tears. She's just trying to fight them back. Guys, this is landslide territory. You cannot have these numbers and lose. There's not enough of the college educated vote. There's not enough to overcome these numbers. Plus 31 with trade people. It's unbelievable. Like even Slick Willie was only up +7. That is insane. These numbers, it's like, let's look at. I trust these little demographic polls much more than I trust the overall polls, because the overall polls, they can weight and skew any way they want. Okay, they can pull from here and here and here. They can do all that, but these are targeted demographic polls. These are much harder to skew. And so even if these are off a couple points, I mean, it doesn't matter. That's a 38-point swing since Slick Willie. 17-point swing with minority voters. I mean, this is nuts. She's lost 10 points with union workers. Guys, there's no way she wins this election if these are true. And I have every reason to believe they're true. All right, let me catch up with you guys real quick. Burden herself.
Have not been very focused on that.
That's too funny. Oh, what is this? She's talking again. Go away. We're not talking to you anymore. All right, back here. By the way, never need to apologize. Oh, thanks, Moody. Appreciate you. Let's see. I like the way the lady felt the need to make sure everyone knew that Biden won. Right? She does look comfortable, huh? Maybe people with college degrees can't find a job. Right now, that's very true. He sounded so racist. Alan, I'm a 4-year trade school with 2 associates of applied science degrees. Didn't know. Take that liberal class. There you go. I love it. These people literally voters of color, what device would have. I know, right? Seahawks lost. Oh, well, that's good. Sorry. Can't hear me. Let me know if the sound cuts off, guys. I'm sorry if that's true. By the way, I just had to throw one thing at the Seahawks fan real quick. And I promise I'll get back to the news. Just 1 second. This is very important. Look at my boy right here, Brock Purdy. And look at him compared to Mahomes. I swear I'm only going to take 1 second on this. Look at this. His first 20 starts, he's better than Mahomes. I mean, that's all I got to say about that. So take that, Seahawks. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Anyways, okay, back to the news before I lose you guys. Okay. This guy is at a Kamala Harris rally in Nevada, and here's the pictures. See how sparse it is? I mean, it's not like nobody's there. There's people there, but there's the stage. It's the stage right there. And it's just, there's space everywhere. Compare that to Trump, where he's just packing it in. And like I said, there's the people there. I'm not one of those people pretending there's nobody there. Okay, that'd be. But hey, no wait. Hey guys, there's free margaritas at the Kamala campaign. Are you for real? Get in line. There's no way in line. Oh, let's go get those. I'd probably go if there's free margaritas too. I'm not gonna lie. That's not the worst thing in the world. But hey, this is who we're voting for, or voting against, I should say. Kamal's buddy. She's got lots of weird friends, huh? This is the guy who tried to pass the pedo bill in California that would decriminalize sleeping with anybody unless they were at least anybody up to 14. That's what this guy tried to get passed in California. And, he's about as sick as it gets. So this is Kamala's good friend. Just thought we'd introduce you, as if you didn't need more reason not to vote for Kamala. Trump making huge gains in New York. Dropped a poll revealing Trump getting massively in Kamala Harris in New York. Shows him winning 40% of the black vote and outright winning independents. That is nuts. Okay, that should not be possible.
In the sample, Trump's getting 40.
Rasmussen's been doing a great job. Their polls are awesome, but no wonder Democrats keep importing illegals into New York City. They need replacement votes. Trump has made up, according to this analysis, over half of his loss against Biden in the last 4 years. That's wild, my friends. I don't think he'll pull New York. I think that's almost insanely hard to do. But what if he even makes it close? If New York's even close, if it's within 5-10 points, I mean, it's a landslide everywhere else. It's crazy, guys. It's absolutely crazy how this is going down. AC says Elisa Slotkin run for senator on the Dem ticket in Michigan. She came out today and said Kamala's underwater in Michigan. Wow. She said that, and she's from the Democrats? Oh, man. That's nuts. Hit 100 likes. Can we hit it? I think we can hit 100 likes. You guys, let's do a real quick like hit. Everybody take a breath and hit that like. Let's see where we can get. Where are we at right now? Where are we at? We're way behind. 84. That means almost 100 of you are watching without liking. That's hurtful. That's so hurtful, guys. Come on, you can do it. Even if you're on the TV, just put that remote press down, and there's a like button right there. I know you can do it. Looks like a high school dance. Absolutely. Come on, you start working with a spray tan. Listen, voters like your colors. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Get that off. You're going to be sick. AC, I moved quick. Don't worry. Alan Krantz, Iowa grad, state grads, SF quarterback. Daughter went there, grad with aerospace degree. It's taken years to road programmer. Oh, man. So your daughter went to Iowa State and got programmed to be flaming lib. I'm sorry to hear it. But is she good now? You got her brain back? That's sad when that stuff happens. I am very sorry to hear that. So, look, we've looked at a lot of stuff tonight. But, and I'm not done. I got a couple more things. But port strike, okay, which could spell economic disaster. And topple what's weak economy. We got the flooding going on, and which Kamala has not shown up to. Trump is showing up. He's getting stuff done. He's raising money. He's on the ground getting supplies. I heard he's coming to North Carolina on Friday. So that's going on. And then we also got the revised economic data. So on top of that, all the data shows Kamala's losing ground. And I'm telling you, this is getting very interesting going forward in October because there's no way they have anything else to throw at Trump. They've been trying to for 8 years. You think they're going to come up with something new? Good freaking luck. Nothing that the people are going to care about. So are they going to try to go after J.D. Vance? That's not going to sway that many voters. So what are they going to do? I don't know, but it's like, the possibilities, you start thinking in your mind really scary things. I still think we're going to have an election. I think we're going to get there. But, it could get crazy. It really could. So buckle up. But one of the reasons they're going to get it crazy is, my next clip. But hold on a second. First, I got a super chat from BP, $10. Thank you. I really appreciate that, BP. And he asks, where do we stand with the port strike? I'm hella bearish. BP, I covered it really extensively in the beginning of the video, but since you sent a super chat, I'm going to give you the quick rundown. The strike starts tonight. I played this video in the beginning, which you'll want to go watch. This guy is one of the port guys, and he's basically like, we're going to win this thing, and we'll cripple the economy if we have to. So that part's very bearish. Things could get really bad really quick. And there is a little glimmer of hope, though, is that they're still negotiating into midnight tonight. So we'll see if it goes through or not. If it does not, However, it's going to cost $5 billion a day, and it could go weeks. And if it does, I think it could cripple our economy, because our economy is just being run right now on government debt and blown up markets. And all it takes is one black swan event when we're at this really unstable place to cripple it. So that's where I'm at. So thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. All right. Here's another reason why they're so terrified, guys, of what's coming. RFK Jr. said this today.
So the transition team chooses who those people are, and they also outline the policies that they're supposed to implement.
And is his team siloed into sort of segments? Namely, is there a health policy segment and a foreign policy segment, or is it sort of just broader and they figure it out as they go?
There is a slight silo, but it's not exclusive silos. And he's given me essentially a portfolio that is across the board portfolio to all the agencies. So I'll be looking at the military and the intelligence apparatus and, a lot of other agencies.
So
the transition.
You guys pick up what he just said there? He's got a portfolio of all these agencies, and Trump, the RFK, one of the big things is the health stuff, right? He's really going to be going over that. But this is also official that he's going to have RFK go over the intelligence agencies, and basically he has permission to break them up. This was a quote from RFK Jr. today. I will splinter the CIA into 1,000 pieces and scatter it into the wind. That is exciting. I don't know about you guys, but that is awesome. Now, it's interesting to me that they feel brave enough to speak like this because they know it's coming now. That tells me one of two things. A, RFK Jr. and Trump feel very confident they're going to pull this off. That's number one. They feel safe enough to say this. So which tells me, and they probably know well enough, that the intelligence agencies don't have enough to stop them. Number two, they're trying to goad them into doing something. And each one is not necessarily bad. And maybe it's you get them to make a move and they already know how to counter it. But the point is this is very exciting for a lot of people. This wins even more votes because people are done with our intelligence agencies. They can't stand this. Can you imagine being an old school liberal who's still voting Kamala, but you grew up hating the CIA and everything, and you're only voting Kamala because she's a Democrat and you're scared of Trump, and then you hear RFK say something like this, and it's what you've been waiting for your whole little life, and you're just like, oh, that's what I want to do. That's what he's doing. He's pulling out that urge in the old school liberals. Because listen, we're all being honest. Okay, I know. I was a hardcore Bush Republican before I grew up and realized the error of my ways. But we all know that it used to be Republicans who were much more trusting of institutions. It just is how it is. And we still wanted smaller government, but we trusted the institutions we had, whether it was hospitals, pharmaceuticals, the CIA, all that stuff. We trusted it more than the Democrats did. And that's just a fact. And what happened is that over time, Republicans, we finally got wiser, and especially conservative Republicans, we got wiser and we started realizing, hey, wait a sec. We want smaller government. Why are we supporting all this other government crap? Like the wars and this. And we all came over and we got consistent. And we all became about small government in almost everything. And that became consistent except for protecting others. That's the one area where we're like, we believe government can do some stuff and a couple other smaller things. But that's the main idea, is like protect people from bad people, whether it's military, whether it's, protecting us from people stealing our 401k, whatever it is. We believe in justice, and that's what government's for. The Democrats, on the other hand, used to be distrusting of organizations, but still wanting a big government to do all this stuff for people. And they just went all in on all of it. They were like, oh, well, you know what? We'll get to the point where we just love all government, no matter what. And RFK's old school Democrat, and he's like, I still don't like the intelligence agencies. And that's really going to mess with some of the people who never lost that. Alan says about his daughter, work in progress, still proud of her. Good thing no children marriage. Well, that's good. 80%. That's a big. Sorry, it's a big step in the right direction. Fox News reported 99% chance it's going to happen. The strike, yeah, it's definitely seems like it's going to. Glenn Beck sends supplies in. That's awesome. Port strike's not going to happen, says Brett. There's a fat load of tampons on that ship. Walz is on it. Roger, Biden posted a video on X saying Trump's lying about him not supporting the hurricane victims. Listen, that's a JFK quote. That's awesome, Mike. That's even cooler. Trump didn't say he's not supporting the hurricane victims. He said, I heard the quote. His quote was, we're having trouble getting Biden on the phone, which is true. It's very true. Joshua chapter 2. What's that hulking about? What? Toe cramp. Cusick, CIA impossible to clean his duties will be rolled into NSA. Interesting. That's right, Thomas. We've had enough. AC Kennedy's going to be the bridge to bring the country together. Old scores are Kennedy. Absolutely. He is the final touch we needed to build this coalition with Trump. I know good people I love, people very smart who hate the Democrats, but they also don't trust Trump or they don't like his demeanor. And they're like, I just can't vote for him, but I can't vote Democrat. I'm going to vote for Bobby. I'm going to vote for RFK Jr. And then when RFK Jr. joined Trump, they were like, oh, Lord, all right, I vote Trump. It brought a lot of people over. It really did. Sorry, Danielle. We're all late tonight. Grease crept him. Absolutely, it has. Please hit the like, subscribe. Thanks in advance. Thank you, Brett. So let me pull this up real quick. Somebody shared something with me I wanted to pull up. Is this it? Where, AC, do you know where you shared it with me? What were you sharing with me again? Way back at the beginning. Oh, Kirsten Shaughnessy. Okay. You said you shared it with me? Why is it not pulling it up? Did you attach it to something? Sorry, man. I'm not seeing what you share with me about the Chinese markets. That's okay. I can bring up some about the China markets anyways. It's getting pretty crazy. So you said Asian markets are tanking. But one thing they're doing is they're pumping up the Chinese markets right now. And this is going to be really interesting for a couple days. China has gone from severe recession worries to posting its biggest daily stock market gain since 2008. So much economic stimulus, brokerages are crashing due to high demand. Isn't that wild? Now, this is going to bring a lot of instability into the markets because it's moving too fast. China's Shanghai Composite just soared over 8% today, puts the index up 20%. So China has got to the point where it's really scary. Okay, and then China was about to collapse. And now what they're doing, they're doing one of the biggest stimulus pumps they've ever done into their economy and trying to pump it up. But this is going to introduce a lot of instability in Asia. Okay, it really is. And could cause the Japanese, okay, to struggle in their stock market. Remember, Japan and China don't vibe well together. So if that starts happening and then the Nikkei starts going down, that could cause margin calls and it could start unwinding the Japanese, the yen carry trade again, which could be big trouble. Toe Cramp, just because of the $5 donation. Thank you, Toe. I appreciate that, man. I really do. You said it's Kamala Insomnia. All right, let's see this. It doesn't look like it. Oh, I know what you were sharing with me. Hold on. I'm going to get banned for this. Oh, well. Oh, we can't show that on YouTube. It's a kid's show. Actually, it's not. But that's funny. I can only give you guys a glimpse. You have to go see more later. That's so funny. Liquid Skittle says, I still don't think we fully respond to the rate cut. Yeah, we haven't. The market moved a little bit on the rate cut, but the it didn't get the pump we all thought it might, which is interesting. Are they able to keep it going? I just don't know. show the one you posted. Was this application for McDonald's? Is it McDowell's? Coming to America. Hero at Large with the $10 donation for birthday money. Thank you, Hero. I appreciate that. Yeah, my birthday is Friday. So thank you very much. I turned the big 4-1 this Friday. And, don't have much plans. Probably hang out with the wife that night and end up hanging out with you guys on the weekend. That's how it goes. 41, man. That's how it works these days. But you're good, AC. Drew Saval says, the one I tagged about them bailing out the banks. Oh, I saw that. Okay, let me pull that up. This is, so this just started happening too. So they're definitely worried about something. They fudged the numbers today. Powell came out and gave a speech to settle everybody down. The port strikes are getting ready to happen. Okay, three warning signs right there. And now we have the Fed repo facility for emergency liquidity has been tapped for $2.6 billion. Expect repo lines to spike. Banks have been preparing for it well in advance. Flag this post. A big bank's in serious trouble. We don't know which bank it is, but there is a bank pulling on repo big time to try to stay alive. Guys, if a major bank fails, we all know what happened in 2008. That is going to be big trouble. And Financial Law writes, Powell is back to pumping liquidity in the banking system like banking crisis in March 2023, September 2019. Yeah, and this is not going to end well. We're at the verge. More is happening for sure. Calvin says, interesting. China's moving too fast. America comes to a screeching halt. Might be a stock market crash we need. Yeah. Did you like that, Thomas? Yeah, that's fun. So anyways, guys, I'm going to call it a night. And this is why. Because tomorrow is vice presidential debate time. I'm so pumped for this. I cannot wait for flipping Walz to get just destroyed by JD Vance. This is going to be really, really good. JD Vance, I don't know how much you guys have seen him yet. He was my original number one pick for vice president. Trump did it. I was so stoked. He's been winning people over ever since. But tomorrow we're going to see him in his best opportunity to win people over. The guy is sharp as a tack. He's so smart. He is quick. He has his stuff down. It's going to be amazing. I cannot even, like, Trump and Kamala is one thing, because Trump has a very certain air about him, right? It's like what Trump's very strong at. It's the way he commands the room and just makes forceful statements. And that is Trump's strength, and it's very effective for winning people over. It is. But tomorrow we're going to get the policy wonk, the guy who's got it all together and who doesn't get rattled. JD Vance is that dude. He's going to be amazing tomorrow. And then we're going to have Tim Walz out there going, what are you doing? Hey, you know what we did in Minnesota? You're weird. And that's going to be, Baby Shrek tomorrow against JD Vance. And I cannot wait, because it's going to be it's going to be an ass thrashing. I'm just telling you guys right now. If it's not, it will be the biggest shocker I've ever seen in a debate. This is a 1 seed versus a 12 seed. Okay. This is, or if you go March Madness, 1 versus 16, the 1 seeds do not lose. All right. It's happened once in history, I believe. This just doesn't happen. This is a 1 seed versus a 16 seed. This guy, Walz, is terrible. And Vance is awesome. So if Vance stumbles or Walz comes out strong, it'll be the biggest upset in history. Even if he does okay, Walz. This guy is a dork in the worst ways. He's a goober, and I'm being nice. And Vance is just on it. You guys have seen him talk. He's amazing. So tomorrow we're coming on. I'm going to have drinks. We're going to have fun. We're going to watch the debate, and We'll try to come up with some kind of drinking game for Walz balls. So, Robert Pierpont, the Thai bot is very strong versus the dollar right now. Interesting. I haven't followed that at all. Tim Balls reminds you of the guy from Black Sheep. You mean Farley? That's mean. That's too mean to Farley. We can't say that. Drink list for the debate. Hobbs, I'll do my best to try to get some out early on a post. Ever Trumper, what do I think of the crime statistics released by the Border Patrol against Kamala? Could you comment on? I don't have them in front of me, Ever Trumper, but I'll tell you, I know they're true, and I don't think it's anything any of us didn't expect. But for any of you guys who don't know, they released the statistics about the border and all the criminals that have come in from Kamala Harris's reign in there. And it's tens of thousands of criminals have come in. Tens of thousands of murderers, rapists. It's horrific. It really is. So you're welcome, Robert. Good to see you. A1A, one of the towns, Irwin, Tennessee, is where nuclear fuel service is located. Really? Tomorrow night Special Olympics. That's funny. Capital requirements for Kryptonian. Really? For who? For the banks? Which tweet by Elon? You're going to have to share it. Ever Trumper. Oh, I already read that one. I went over that last night, Ever Trumper, if you want to go back and watch my statement on that. I went over that Elon tweet last night. I feel like it's going to be hard to watch. Nah, it's going to be fun. We got to enjoy it. What time do I plan on streaming tomorrow? Thank you, Candace. The debate is at 9. It'll be live. So I plan to be here by 8:50 at the latest. I want to be on at least 10 minutes early to intro the debate. So tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern. All right, 9 Eastern. So 6 Pacific. Walz leg kick. Unfortunately, they won't show it. That would be so funny. Dem party's anti-Semite. That's true. Is Walz going out to walk out with Harris microphone earrings? Only on his left ear. Only on his left ear. Veteran with Shogun. Is it possible a president as Democrat gets elected, VP gets elected as Republican by votes? Or vice versa? Hypothetical question. Shogun, okay, I'm trying to understand your question. Is it possible if the president that is Democratic gets elected and the VP gets elected as a Republican by votes? No, not anymore. It used to be that way. The original Constitution had the president and the vice president were voted upon separately. So you could have different parties as president and vice president. But later on, they combined it to where now the vice president is on the ticket with the president, so you cannot separate the vote. That's how they do it. And that's still, the Constitution says you have to vote on both. That's all it says. So they got clever. Instead of letting you vote on the president and the vice president, what they did is they put them together in one vote. So technically, when you vote, you are not just voting for the president, you are also voting for the vice president. And that's why their name is always on there. And it has to be by law. 4 p.m. Eastern. No, not quite. Brad, serious question. Am I having cell service problems in my area? Verizon may have been. Yes, but not. I have AT&T. I didn't have any issues. Yeah, Ever Trumper. I know the one you're talking about. Go watch my live from last night. You'll like it. I go over that quite a bit. Basel 3 starts tomorrow. I didn't realize that. Okay, that's very interesting. Thanks, AC. Vance is incredible. He's going to be the best vice president we've ever seen in our lifetime, at least. So I'm telling you right now, mark it. I'm just telling you, it's going to be great. Okay, guys, I'm going to take off. Let's pray real quick, get out of here. And tomorrow, debate night, it's going to be fun. Live streams of stuff like that is always some of my favorite lives. So, Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Bless everybody here, God. I pray again for all the people in all the flood areas, North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida. Just be with them, Lord. And we pray that as many people as possible can be saved and helped out. And thank you for those showing up and doing the hard work of helping others. And God, I pray that this port strike would impact the people of this country, the good people of this country, as little as possible, and only really hurt those who have been stealing from us or taking advantage of us. And that, God, all of this just wakes people up so that the election could be the biggest landslide of our lives. Right? Reagan 84 type landslide, Nixon 72 type landslide. That's what I'm praying and believing for. That'll be over and over soon, so overwhelmingly they can't do anything. We pray for protection for President Trump and his crew, for Robert F. Kennedy as well, and all the people, God, just looking to change our country for the better, get us back on track. Pray for their protection, and just pray that we have an election and that any October surprises planned, God, will be small and diffused, or only hurt the people who are trying to steal this election. So we pray all this in Jesus' name, and thank you, God, for blessing us and going forward. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Thank you, guys. Love you. Have a great night, and debate night tomorrow. Let's have some fun. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.